Hey guys, welcome back to ArtosisCasts. We're casting Jaedong today. Does it really matter who he is against? Well, it's one of the most active players at the top of the ladder right now. It's Sky. This guy is playing so much. We've actually had a lot of Sky games lately, and I really don't feel like he was that active before, but yeah, it seems like he's trying to get into very good shape right now. For whatever reason. Not entirely sure, but yeah. Anyways, let's see what he can do against one of the greatest Zergs. Well, the greatest Zerg in the history of the game. And honestly, still one of the best Zergs in the world. Don't forget, this last SSL season, he was the only Zerg to get out of the round of 24. Hero and Sulky were already seeded into the round of 16. Every other Zerg lost. Jaedong made it through. Didn't have a good round of 16, unfortunately. But I think you really see that Jaedong is in good form right now. He definitely has practiced hard. So, you know, we can always hope, right, that Jaedong and Bisu can return to the very top like Flash has done many, many times. So, Sky right now, sending a probe down. Of course, we are on Dominator, in case you didn't notice. The 3-player version of Gladiator. It is actually such a good map, in my opinion. There's definitely some crazy, like, abusive things that can happen on it, but, like, overall, I've really enjoyed casting, watching, playing Dominator. So the probe comes up, just does some light harassment there to the drone. Backs up. Of course, he sees the timing there on the spawning pool. Up comes his own probe here to make a forge. And, yeah, he'll go Nexus and Cannon coming up here as well. And be able to block any incoming Zerglings. Don't expect to see too many Zerglings here out of Jaedong. You know, when you get scouted like this and you have the pool, generally the Zerg will just make 2 Zerglings to chase the probe away. Comes up here, sees the forge, so he knows exactly what he's up against as well. And, yep, just 2 Zerglings, and then only drones from there. So, no big surprise. Cannon comes up directly after that Nexus, skipping a probe to get that out. And he's just kind of holding off for a gateway next. So, you know, it's going to take a little bit for this game to really get anywhere. It's just very kind of standard openers on both sides. No real way to get any sort of action in this early game, other than this probe being chased around. That's like the most action that we're going to have right now. So I do want to take a moment and say thank you to everyone who has subscribed to ArtosisCasts. I do appreciate it if you subscribe. If you would just check real quick, because a lot of people think they're subscribed and they're not. I think most of the viewers are pretty regular on the channel. And about half of the people who watch videos here are not subscribed. So isn't that crazy? Yeah, just check that real quick for me if you would. And a big thank you, of course, to everyone who likes the videos, leave comments and stuff like that. The channel is growing, and it makes me so happy to see. Because, like, the channel growing just means more people want to watch Brood War. More people are rediscovering a game from their past. I don't think many people are discovering Brood War through this channel for the first time. Please correct me if you're wrong in the comments. I would love to hear about people who literally didn't watch Brood War ever really, and then just saw this and started watching. And if you did, is it because you're a StarCraft 2 fan? I feel like that's the only way that would work. I'd be really surprised if it's someone who's like, yeah, no, I don't know. I just like Slay the Spire and randomly got offered this and I love it and I never played before or really watched. That would be wild. So let me know in the comments. I would love to hear if that is not the case. Or just kind of laugh if it is the case, because it really seems like it would be. Okay, let's take a look at these builds now. Game is starting to warm up a little bit. Stargate on the way. One Zealot kind of out right now. The probe did not die, so Sky's doing a really good job keeping that alive. Lair is about to finish, and Jaedong getting ready to throw down his Spire immediately here. Immediately here. There it is. Third hatchery is up. Going to get some drones going down there as well. Wow, 8 drones already. And, well, 1 less than that. So, we've got 9 drones up here. So, he's really filling out his economy very, very well. Getting that Zergling speed upgrade to be able to deal with any Zealots that come out also. Very important, of course. Stargate going to be finishing up with Corsair on the way to scout what's going on as best he can. Maybe kill a few Overlords as well on the way around the map. And finally, with that Zergling speed upgrade, the probe does get picked off. A few more lings added in. I think he's suspecting that a Zealot move out might be coming relatively soon. Actually not sure that. He's not making the 4th. We have like 4 Zealot move outs and 5 Zealot move outs are pretty common. But like 2 or 3, that's like... You don't need that many lings to stop it. And he would need something to plug up the choke as well. So I think he's just going to sit tight for a little bit. So these extra lings that are being made by Jaedong, not sure that they're going to see too much usage right away. Obviously, he'll eventually use them, but really the ordering of when you make units is really, really important for Zerg. Like if he had instead just kept the 2 and made 4 more drones, those drones are mining this whole time, and then he makes the lings. The thing is, if the Zealots start coming out and he only has the 2 lings, then suddenly, you know, it's panic mode. So you gotta draw the line somewhere. I'm just saying. If you knew what was in your opponent's head and when he was comfortable moving out, that would really provide a nice advantage. So right now, Scourge on the way, Hydralisk Den at that 3rd base, Evolution Chamber at the natural. No Carapace upgrade, so definitely not going to be a Mutalisk-based game. Maybe we'll see a Mutaswitch later on. We'll see about that. Photon Cannon going up, Templar Archives as well. Notice this, by the way. 2 Corsairs, and he's basically stopped. He might make more later on. Yeah, it does start another one. A little bit different from a player like Bisu, for instance, who probably would not let this rest at all. But I like it. I like it. Like, he's getting the quick Templar Archives. There's the second gateway. This is the emergency gateway for an Archon, just in case that the Mutas start breaking the main base. But right now for Jaedong, it is pure Hydras coming out. Lots of Hydralisks being made. He's already up at 30 drones, so his economy is looking very strong as well. The Ling's going to continue to kind of scout around, see what's up at the front. Few Scourge, going to fly over everything. Guess he's just getting a bit of a scout. The vision of Scourge is very low, by the way. It's the lowest vision of any unit in the game. You can see you actually have to fly really close to see what's going on. See how he's avoiding the cannon? He knows that there's a cannon there. It's like such a common location. So really does his job there and gets the full scout. Sees that it is a pretty quick Templar Archives. 1 DT has been made, so he's going to have to really watch out for that. There's not that many Corsairs to bully Overlords, though. So as long as he has his Overlords in reasonable positions, I don't think that that's going to do anything to him. Now, a few Zealots start to walk out, but Hydra Ling coming up here for Jaedong. That 1 DT making its way across the map. We'll kind of try to keep an eye on that. But there are some units down here, so I don't really suspect anything will come of that one. A couple more cannons on the way to make sure that these Hydras are not going to be able to do anything too scary. Just 4 Corsairs sitting. Here comes that DT. And, oh, yeah, just moved the Hydras out, but pulls the drones instantly. No kills on the DT. Very good reactions there from Jaedong. Range just finishing up. Ranged attack still coming. Can't really bully that Forge, it looks like. Couple High Templars sitting there as well. Zealots rotating down. Kind of a light game as far as action goes. Haven't really had anything. Couple, like, almost engages where they both knew what to do and no one took a bad fight or anything. Nothing too close. And this is surprising to me. I think what happened was he attacked up the ramp, then maybe went back, did a macro cycle, and then jumped back and was like, oops, pull back. But yeah, that absolutely not doing anything. Does do 1 storm here that Jaedong actually pulls out of super, super fast. And going up, well, this will be 7 gates because he just lost 1, but he will add 8. Oh, going up to 9 gates. Crazy. Okay, so 9 gateway play here. This is going to be very, very heavy on units. That's like only something that I feel like we've seen a little bit more recently. He does have the 52 probe, so this is not like a 44 probe game. With 44 being like, you're basically all in on 2 bases with 44. You can't really expand. You can only really produce. 52, though, is going to be like really, really high income. So he's throwing down those pylon. He wants to make a big, big army. We actually have the Lurker upgrade started for Jaedong. I was going to say that might be the key to holding off this push that's incoming, since there wasn't a Robo yet, but a Robo did just get started right there. So it looks like he should have his observers in time, that it's not going to be a huge issue with the lurkers. At least not an issue where a huge attack just gets completely stopped dead in its tracks. 4th base for Jaedong, but gets found almost instantaneously here by Sky. Little group of Hydras with an Overlord to the side. Not sure, maybe just a group to try to snipe some units. Well, he does bring up some other ones as well, so it looks like he's going to push him back to his wall at least. Little bit of a containment. Decent storm comes out from Sky. Sky is going to have so many units, though. Like, 9 gateways. He is really just trying to make a gigantic army to start to come out and get some map control. The 4 Corsairs, ooh, having a bad time. In fact, he's going to lose a lot of them. Look at that, 9 mutas. Oh, this is so unfortunate. It looks like he had already started the mutas, and then the Corsairs flew out and wanted to die. 2 Corsairs are saved out of the 4, one of which is very low on health. He does have that +1 attack on the Corsairs, though, so we'll see how that plays into it. But 9 mutas coming out. Like, you're going to snipe these High Templars pretty quickly. Right at this moment, I'm really liking the game for Jaedong. Looks very good for Jaedong right now. Like, he's got some big Hydra macro going. He does have that 4th base, although he hasn't droned it. But I think what we'll end up seeing is Jaedong coming up, sniping some High Templars, and then just trying to plow through with his Hydras. We don't really see Lurkers yet at all, even though he got that Lurker upgrade. Instead, he uses that extra gas onto Mutalisks. Now, obviously, the Dragoons can hit Mutas, so, like, the Mutas aren't going to win the battle by themselves, but, yeah, if you pick off the High Templar, there aren't that many Zealots. Dragoons cannot fight alone. They are one of the worst units in the whole game fighting alone as units counts get higher. Oh, my God. Okay, so he gets 2 of the High Templars. One of the 2 remaining Storms gets spent on the Mutas and definitely does good damage to them. They will pull back. A lot of Hydras going up the left side of the map. That's kind of a funny spot. I wonder if he might just be coming in for a hardcore flank or canceling out a 3rd base or something, but the 3rd is actually up here. So yeah, not too sure about that. Another storm goes down on those mutas, really just kind of chasing them down. I think he's going to have to take high grounds here. Like, if he takes a more centralized approach to his defense on the high ground pizza slice and maybe up here, maybe he holds on against all these Hydras, but he just doesn't have a lot of storms. No storms, 1 storm. So that 1 storm is not a lot of storms. Now, it's not even storms. So the Hydra's coming in for a flank, and you're going to see how poorly Dragoons fight if they don't have support. Jaedong just crushing through. The Muta's even coming back in now. As Zealots come up, the Dragoons do fight a little bit better there. There's going to be another storm in about 5 seconds. We'll see if he actually gets into that before this game ends. But, yeah, not looking too hot. Does get the storm and was waiting for that. So actually gets a super value storm there. And to be fair, he has a 3rd base. He has decent cannons. He has some more High Templars that have come out. Is this a game that's recoverable for Sky? Let's take a look. Jaedong is up in supply, which is never a good sign. The probe count has fallen a bit, down to just 46 probes. Yeah, not thinking that Sky's going to be able to come back from this one. High Templar kind of out in the middle of nowhere here. Maybe looking for a surprise storm there. Gonna have like 2 storms for this next battle. Not sure that's going to be enough, though. Runs on top of those mutas, and they do eat one of the storms as well, so good enough for now. Jaedong continues to push in. And, like, this is about it. You know, Jaedong on 4 bases here should be able to finish this off. Just a few Dragoons popping out. Like, if you can't maintain your units, that's really what PvZ is all about. It's very similar to TVP like that. Like, you lose all your tanks, you're like, uh-oh. Is it possible to come back? Probably not. Same type of thing here. It's like you lose your High Templars and your goons, you're not going to come back from that. So GG is called. And that means that Jaedong is going to go ahead, take this game down. I think that was just straight up excellent play. It was like kind of a slow early game, but very solid play from Jaedong. The Muta switch did a great job. It was funny because he went for Lurker. He got the Lurker upgrade. Just never made a single lurker the whole game. Found that he had an opportunity for the Mew to win, and it's a little bit more direct. Lurkers require the Protoss to participate. Right? Like, you don't run up with lurkers to the wall and burrow and get Psystorm to hell. I guess you see that occasionally, but, you know, this is a much more active comp that Jaedong went for. And not surprised, because that kind of is his style. He's like a go-getter. So, guys, hope you enjoyed this Jaedong game. Thanks for watching. See you next time.